Hi, folks. This is Aaron Anderson. I'm coming at you from Peace, Love, and Hippiness. Today, I'm going to be talking about how Flor Hull and the Proud Boys tried to murder me in the streets. Her name again is Flor Hull, Florhull. You can read it in the description. Anyway, I called Flor Hull out at a Trump rally for being a fraud and committing voter fraud and California election code violations. And also, in front of her whole group, I called her out for telling everyone in town that I was a fraud, which is not the truth. There was just a misunderstanding, basically, and Flor Hull is actually, I think she's kind of insane, and she makes up lies, and she makes up her own reality, and she refuses to be calm and collected and actually talk to people who have problems with her. So things get lost in translation. Anyway, I will show you a picture of Flor Hull. This is Flor Hull right here, and in the background is Mike Myers. That's Flor Hull. And this is her husband stalking me at Target. His name is Terry Hull, and he carries around a 2-foot camera for I don't know what reason, what purpose. Anyway, I was at the Trump rally and went and called her out for, telling everyone in town I was a fraud, and called her out for the stuff she was doing as well. And I told her my grievances with her in front of her whole group. And she started doing a crucifix in front of me and says that I work with Satan. I work with Satan. In the name of Jesus, get out of here. I curse you, Satan. She's doing this to me as I'm telling her and her whole group how evil she is. Anyway, I thought it was very, very weird. And, obviously she didn't want to talk or communicate in any form or fashion. She didn't want to apologize for being such an evil person. So I turned around and went back to my speakers where I was blasting loud music. And by the time I got back there, the guy who I had watching my stuff, my assistant, Jerry Barbie, which I will... Here is a picture of Jerry Barbie. He was a witness to all this, and I got back to my tent, and basically by the time I got back to where my music was playing, it was about 150 feet away from the whole Trump rally thing and all the people. 150 feet is pretty darn tall. It's Go measure it in steps, folks. Go see how long 150 feet away is. Pretty far away. So anyway, by the time I got back there, I saw a group of 10 to 15 people marching towards me. And I knew something was wrong. And I came back. I was like in a panic, and they're marching. And I'm like, Jerry, where's the phone? I started recording as they're marching towards me, and they got close to me, and I picked up a boat air horn, one of those loud things that have the can of air and you press it and it goes real loud. So they got close enough, 10, 15, 20 feet away. I was blasting the boat air horn at them and alerting everyone in the area, and after I got done blasting it, they're like, let's get him. And they proceeded to basically ambush me. So I picked up a gadget out of a box and went and started running for my life. I mean, to start with, in the video, I told them to get the fuck away from me and my setup. They didn't listen. They proceeded to charge me. I got my gadget out of this box and started running for my life. And there's actually a YouTube video besides my video that shows the same thing. Me running for my life, and people came at me from all different angles in the field. So, I mean, it was only a matter of time before they ended up catching up with me. And they caught up with me and tackled me, took my gadget for protection, fell in the street. And 5 to 6 people, as you can see in the video that another YouTuber took, continued to, I was basically in the fetal position and trying to put my hands over my head to protect my head, as 5 to 6 people were huddled in a circle, kicking me out everywhere in the body and the head. And I don't know if it was the air horn or what alerted, but the sergeant of the Bakersfield police came. Thank God, just in time, in the nick of time, to save my life, because I think a few more kicks to the head, I might have been dead. And they would have stood there and kicked me in the head till I was dead if that sergeant of the Bakersfield police hadn't rolled up and turned on his siren. And the whole crowd backed up, and the sergeant got out, and I stood up, and I was gushing blood out of the back of my head. I was literally gushing blood onto the sergeant's patrol car. And the sergeant had his hand on his gun. Basically, if any of this mob would have moved, I mean, he would have taken his gun out. I personally didn't feel threatened by this officer. This officer had my side, and I think there's probably a video on his dash cam, and this sergeant is an eyewitness to rolling up and seeing these 5 or 6 Proud Boys kicking me and my head into the cement. So anyway, I was trying to collect myself and get my phone off the ground because it was recording, and stop it from recording so I could keep the evidence. Anyway, an ambulance saw me, and I was still gushing blood, and I was trying to say I was refusing medical help until I got all my belongings and my speakers back in my car, and my assistant would take me to the hospital. But that isn't what happened. 2 Bakersfield police actually placed me under arrest, and I guess, I don't even know if it was under arrest, but I was placed in handcuffs. I mean, they never told me I was under arrest. I mean, I was pretty delusional. And I rode to the hospital, and the whole way there, I'm screaming and yelling at these cops, I want to press charges. I have a video, and you're taking video evidence away from a crime scene. And I wanted all those people, those Proud Boys, arrested. The people that were huddled in a circle kicking me in the head until I was almost dead, I wanted them arrested as well. Which, the police, I personally think, that took the evidence away from the crime scene, obstructed justice, and should be charged with obstructing justice. And everyone in that little mob should have been arrested until things were worked out. And the Proud Boys should have been charged with aggravated assault. I believe the code is 12020 ADW. That's aggravated assault shod-foot. That means it's actually a felony to kick someone in the head with your boots, which is what they were doing. Obviously, because you can kill someone. But anyway, I made it to the hospital, and they handcuffed me to the bed. And I was like, screaming for water and pain medicine. Nobody would come. They just left me in this room. And the police started, trying to do some sort of investigation. Everything's still pretty fuzzy of what they were doing while I was in the hospital room. But I was yelling at them to get the fuck out of there because I needed medical help and I was bleeding out. And I ended up having to flood the hospital room with the eye washing station to try to take a drink out of that, to get some water. And they had already put an IV thing in my hand and my arm where an IV should have been hooked up to get some fluids, but it never was. But anyway, I waited in that hospital for like 3 hours, and I was screaming, "Call 911, I want to talk to the sergeant." And the hospital kept saying, "Oh yeah, Aaron, we're gonna call the police. They're on their way. They're on their way." And I wanted to press charges on these people who tried to, were basically sent to kill me. Flor Hull and her husband, they had walkie-talkies in their ears. These people were radioed and were all the way further across the field, beyond the 150 feet. I mean, these guys came from like an eighth of a mile away. And, they were literally radioed by Flor Hull or Terry Hull to come and assault me and or kill me until I was dead. And that's what they basically did. Thank God the sergeant of the Bakersfield police came and stopped it. But anyway, after 3 hours in the hospital of yelling and screaming for 911 and wanting to talk to the sergeant to press charges with my video that I have of these people marching, basically they marched in a group, which is conspiracy, a group of people who gathered together to commit aggravated assault or any type of crime is considered felony conspiracy, which is what they did to me. So, I ran for my life, and I used a defense mechanism in the process, trying to deter these people from running after me. I think, if I was in Florida, there's the stand your ground laws. Any average citizen in Florida probably would have, taken, more extreme measures than I did. I took a non-lethal way to deter these Proud Boys from killing me, and I was running my ass off. You can even see it in the video that I took. I was running extremely fast, but people were coming at me from multiple angles, not just from right behind me. So this was a collaborated effort. And in the video of the other video from the YouTuber, it even says, "Oh, there goes that autistic kid or Down syndrome kid." They even thought I was disabled. They're like, "Let's get him. He's done, son." They're yelling out in the video. These people were a conspiracy. They conspired to come at me for whatever reason, upsetting their leader or whatever. They're, just because someone's feelings are hurt and they're called out for being a terrible person in front of their whole group of people doesn't mean they should send the Proud Boys to come and kill me. Things would be a lot different if Flor Hull had any kind of morals or ethics or manners or any ability to communicate like an adult. Anyway, that's all for now, folks.